Hey guys, so the tower here is a piece of late game content that rewards you with a ridiculous amount of very useful stuff like cards, attribute potions, engravings, you have skill potions, collectibles, and plenty more. But there is one thing you need to be careful about when it comes to the towers that could save you a lot of upgrade materials, which I'll talk about now. One thing you'll notice all of these things have in common though is that all of these are roster-wide things. So you drink this skill potion here and it'll give you 3 more skill points for every character that you have. These are also going to apply to things like engravings and cards, since both of these things are account-wide as well. Basically, everything in the tower can be gotten one time and it'll apply to every character on your roster. It's important to know that the tower can only be gone through one time per character, so you're probably wondering what happens to these roster-wide items when I beat it with a character and go through with a new character. Well, I'll run through a couple floors of this with my alt and then I'll be back and show you. So I went ahead and ran through the first 20 floors of the tower just to give you guys a good example here, and you'll see now everything has been replaced with crafting materials for each of these floors, and a pretty good amount of them as well. You can get 1,000 armor crystals here for just doing one floor of the tower. Instead of a skill potion, now floor 20 gives 5 pouches of harmony shards. Now you're probably wondering what the big advice here is, and it's that you should always do the tower your first time through on an alternate character instead of your main. The reason being, all of these crafting materials that are on the tower now say bound in parentheses, which means these can't be traded in between characters. Whoever I get these crafting materials on, I have to use them on. If I want to use any of these other crafting materials that I've gotten elsewhere, I can easily throw them over in the roster storage and give them to my alt if I want to. All of those things that you get from going through the tower for the first time is roster wide, so your main isn't going to be missing out on anything for not doing it first. But now when I do this tower on my main or any future alts, it's a great way for me to dump a bunch of crafting materials into my character. One problem you might run into is that you can see here every 5 levels, the item level on the right side that you should have goes up by 20 points. So you're going to need your alt to have a pretty good item level to be able to go through this stuff first. And this is where the power pass comes in handy. You can quickly get a character up to a very good starting item level and then do some chaos dungeons or maybe some guardian raids to easily get them up to a nice item level. Or you could watch my video about islands, which should pop up in the corner now. It'll give you a good head start on crafting materials, which you could put into your alt if you want to get them to a high item level. Getting your alt at a pretty good level is just as important as getting your main at a good item level, because a lot of the content you're using your alts for are going to need you to have a pretty good set of gear. So in summary, run through the tower first on an alt instead of your main, and then your main and all of the future alts that you make will have an easy access to a bunch of crafting materials in the tower. Hopefully this helped out, and if it did at all, be sure to subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.